Okay, so you're not ready for this one. The most hype, action-filled tragedy ever. This anime is for all those people who want to lose their mind over cool action and then cry like a little baby. If you are ready to cry over fictional characters after only 10 episodes, this is the show for you. Okay, spoilers ahead, get your popcorn and let's jump into this cyberpunk world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get traumatized. Okay, so the story starts off with an insane action sequence. We see a cyber psycho fighting off the police. He has this special device on his spine that basically makes him a more deadly Sonic. This psycho kills all the police officers in seconds and we're off. Oh yes, if you are sensitive to blood, don't watch this show cause there is a sea worth of blood here. Now we meet David Martinez. He was watching all this going down on a virtual reality device. David is a pretty cool kid. He lives with his mother who works for the hospital. Their lives aren't the best, but they get along. David is often worried about his mother as she works all day every day. It's the year 2076 and David goes to a pretty fancy school called Arasaka Academy. His mother works like crazy just to pay all the bills and his scholarship. Since school is annoying even in the future, David has to spend a lot of money on dumb updates that the teachers demand for the students to have. David decides to be slick and cheats. He illegally modifies his cyberware so that he can attend class without paying an entire fortune for it. David is not really happy in his life. He lives a pretty shitty life even if it looks cool. Every day is the same. David gets up, gets ready for school and goes. He spends a lot of time thinking about leaving and living in a totally different life. Okay, this man is very relatable. David goes to the academy and of course there is a bully. Since David is a bit poor, there are several dumbass students who like to pick on him. Why does every school have one of these dorks? Eventually class starts, but oops, the modifications that David bought caused the school system to crash and he gets into real trouble. His mother, Gloria, comes to pick him up. The two of them drive and she gives him the old, "You're breaking my heart, Anakin," speech about him being a failure. David actually feels sorry and apologizes to his mom. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to them. Suddenly, a drive-by car shooting happens and blows their entire car up. Okay, yep, this show is now getting depressing. You were warned. Gloria gets really injured and ends up in the hospital. At first, David uses all of her savings to pay for the bills and the doctor says she will be fine. Flash forward like a couple of hours, Gloria literally dies. So that was a lie. Because of the cost, the doctors did not want to spend more time on her, so she died. David also has to deal with his school bully and his mom dying in one day. My boy is having a shitty day. Eventually, David finds out that his mom found a military-grade Sandevistan implant, the same one that the cyber psycho used on those officers. Katsuo, one of the school bullies, starts talking shit about David's mom and this is when he breaks. David goes to a special Ripper doc and demands that he puts the Sandevistan into his body. Shit just got real. The doctor puts the mechanical Sandevistan into David. The process looks like it hurts so bad. Now David is superpowered. He has super speed, strength, and wild reflexes. Basically, he's Spider-Man on steroids and without the webs. David goes back to school to deal with Katsuo. Our boy David just walks up to this dumbass and starts beating him. It's so amazing. David uses his super speed and smashes Katsuo into the wall, breaking his nose. Like every school bully ever, Katsuo starts to cry and calling for his daddy. David is your daddy now. David gets kicked out of the school, but Katsuo's father is Tanaka and he is the leader of a giant company. He is very interested in David and his new powers. It seems that David is a rare case of someone being able to withstand Sandevistan. While David got his revenge, he is now totally alone in a giant city. Damn, this show gets so depressing at times. Well, the depression does not last long as David meets best girl Lucy on a train. She is an Edgerunner and has special powers. Also, she is so hot and David loses his mind for her. The two decide to partner up and steal together. They're actually a good team, but David soon passes out. Our boy David put a weird device in his back and did not read the manual at all. Lucy takes him to Doc and there it's revealed that David has zero clue what he has inside of him and how to use it. Doc tells David that he must not use his power more than 2 or 3 times a day. I'm sure he will listen to that. Lucy and David go back to her apartment. David is so nervous, it's adorable. Anyway, she starts talking about her dreams and now comes the scene. That scene. Lucy invites David to her virtual reality and takes him to the moon. This is her dream and we see the two of them having fun. That song's hit so hard it's crazy. Soon enough the situation turns into a trap. Lucy just wanted to surrender David to a bunch of Edgerunners. We forgive you, Lucy. It's all good. The leader of the Edgerunner gang is Maine, and he is basically Hulk, but just not green. Maine worked closely with Gloria, and she was supposed to give him the Sendevistan. David tells them that he is her son and he wants to work with the gang. While Maine looks like a monster, he is actually really sweet, and he offers David a chance to prove himself and his powers. The following day, David officially meets all the gang members, Kiwi, Dorio, and Pilar. David and Lucy then go pull off a heist, but it goes horribly wrong and they have to escape with the whole-ass car. At the last second, Maine saves both of them when they get attacked by a bike gang. Maine decides that David is worth being part of their gang and lets him join officially. David also meets the Maine's fixer, Faraday. He was the one who gave Maine the job to steal the chip. Maine is one scary dude. Guy has like 5 eyes and all of them freak me out. David also gets a call from the Academy. Good news, they want him back. Bad news for the Academy, David does not care and he hangs up. David starts to train more with both Maine and Lucy. He also gets Pilar a golden hand and meets his sister Rebecca. Rebecca is absolutely insane but also cool as hell. At nights, Lucy and David go running together. He tries to get closer to her but she is cold, like ice cold. Over the next couple of weeks, David fully starts to be an Edgerunner. Bro went from student to criminal in a few days. With the gang, David fights another gang called the Scavengers. He saves Rebecca from the Maelstrom gang and he also still helps Lucy in her heists. David and Lucy keep running every night and he tries to learn more about her. His attempts fall flat on their face as she does not reveal anything about her past. Soon, David starts to fall in love with her. Ah yes, fall in love with the woman who doesn't care about you. David talks with Maine about this in a hilarious moment. Maine is like, bro, I don't care what you do. David is nervous about expressing his feelings as he does not trust Lucy and thinks that she does not care for him. One day the gangs run into a homeless man. Pilar, being the idiot he is, starts to harass the man. And this is when things go wild. The man is actually a cyber psycho and he literally blows Pilar's head off. Like, it's insane. His head blows up like an egg. The cyber psycho then tries to attack Lucy, but David saves her. The gang barely manages to kill the cyber psycho. David takes Lucy back home after they give her medical attention. They talk once again and she reveals that her dream about the moon was true. David promises that he will do anything he needs to help her get to the moon. Lucy then kisses him. I am sure that promise will not turn into something heartbreaking. I'm sure. The gang finds out more about Tanaka. David realizes that Tanaka is part of a program that creates brain dance videos. He's a very big client of Jimmy Kurosaki. The gang tries to kidnap Jimmy Kurosaki, but he is too smart. Bro actually kidnaps David and escapes. Lucy and Dorio are trying to catch him. Jimmy is a bit of a creep and he wants to torture David. He literally starts to play really psychotic videos to him so that he will turn into a cyber psycho. This scene is like a rave party, but so much worse. Lucy and Dorio arrive and save David just in time. Jimmy tells him that if he keeps using the Sendevistan, he will turn into a cyber psycho. Okay, thanks for the good news, my guy. The gang uses Jimmy to lure in Tanaka, but a giant fight scene happens. Bullets fly all around and our boy Jimmy dies in the crossfire. The gang takes Tanaka with them and they escape before the police arrive. Okay, the first 5 episodes were all fun and games. This is where the real depression begins. So Maine is starting to lose control of his cyber implants. He is blacking out and having hallucinations. It's obvious that he is turning into a cyber psycho. Eventually it gets so bad that he hurts Kiwi while she is hacking. Lucy then switches places with her and hacks into Tanaka's data. David has to take care of Maine and it's really sad. Dude is not doing well at all. Tanaka wakes up and starts playing mind games with David. Okay, Tanaka, you were better when you were knocked out. Eventually, the police find out about Tanaka's location and they soon arrive. Shit is going down. Maine decides that Lucy and David have to escape, so he gives them a car. Maine then fully goes into a cyber psycho state. Dorio tries to protect him, but she dies. Okay, can we chill with the deaths? David wants to save Maine, but he cannot. He just watches as Maine blows himself up. David picks up Maine's cyber arms and runs away. Well, that was a lot of death and carnage. Awesome. I'm sure happiness awaits us. A few months go by and David is now the gang leader. He has totally changed. His body is filled with cyber implants. He even took Maine's arms. Okay bro, that's a bit weird. He is now a very famous Edgerunner. David tries to get Lucy to join the gang again, but she refuses. David does a lot of jobs and soon Faraday wants to work with him, but he has to prove himself. Faraday wants David to find the data that Tanaka is hiding. David goes to talk with Lucy and wants to know more about her life before edge running. In a twist, Lucy reveals that she actually worked for Arasaka. She was their edge runner. She worked in a team of net runners and they went into the old net to find data. This job was actually really dangerous as the AI was lethal and many of their teammates died. Imagine getting a virus on your computer and dying. This cyberpunk world is insane. So Lucy escaped Arasaka and ends up in Night City. In the past, she only cared about herself and her future, but now she is really worried about David and his path. Later, we see an Arasaka agent being killed by Lucy when he almost finds some data that was erased from Tanaka's record. Okay, I am so confused right now. Faraday gives David the job and David goes wild. He murders an Arasaka lab director, but he is starting to go psycho. Things are not looking good for our one sweet David. Bro looks like a Terminator now and is acting crazy. The Arasaka company has started their own investigation in the killing and in David. Faraday almost gets killed by Arasaka military forces. Okay, shit is getting real. Faraday actually decides to be a little snake and makes a deal with Araka to spare his life. He just needs to capture the netrunner who stole Tanaka's data and killed those agents. Dude is changing sides faster than his eyes move. There is more bad news. David is now really close to going full psycho. He is getting more unstable and he even kills an innocent woman who reminded him of his mother. He goes to talk with Doc and he almost kills him as well. David tries to tell Lucy to join and when she refuses, he thinks about breaking up with her. You know our boy is lost when he wants to break up with best girl Lucy. Lucy tries to attack another Arasaka agent but this time falls into a trap set by Faraday and Kiwi. Lucy gets interrogated and we found out she has been hiding the Tanaka data that was connected to David and his cyber implants. Faraday decides to offer up Lucy and David so he can work for Arasaka. Okay, everybody is crazy in this show. Faraday sets a trap for David and gives him a job to attack an Arasaka convoy. Okay, get ready people, we are going into full depression mode now. David attacked the convoy but Faraday invented the military. David is now forced to install a cyber skeleton that Faraday planted as a trap. Lucy manages to escape and warns David about what is happening and Faraday being a traitor. David is now furious and he goes wild. Dude puts on the cyber skeleton and just starts killing military forces. Like he is going Super Saiyan. This is Goku with a gun. David then commands Rebecca and Falco to save Lucy and punish Faraday. David starts to kill soldiers from Arasaka, Militech, and MaxTac. Okay, dude is taking down the entire city. David's body is totally falling apart from all the strain and battle. Faraday kills Kiwi when she decides not to work with him anymore. Before Kiwi dies, she gives David the location of Faraday and Lucy. Girl tried to redeem herself at the end. David attacks the tower, kills the guards, and saves Lucy. Arasaka is now in full-blown panic and they have to release their secret weapon, Atom Smasher. I hate this guy so much. Faraday dies, but who cares about him anymore? Rebecca, our sweet Rebecca, gets killed by Atom Smasher. He then goes after David, and David is no match. Atom Smasher beats him to death, but before that, Lucy manages to escape to the moon. Our boy died smiling. Also, Atom Smasher, your dumbass will die in 1 year, so sucks to suck. Lucy is now on the moon totally alone. She achieved her dream, but she lost David. The anime breaks our heart one last time. They show us a happy David on the moon with Lucy, but he disappears. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cry now. That's it folks, we have now reached the end of the video. If you like it, please give us the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to turn on the bell icon for not losing any video. Let us know in the comments which anime you want to see next. Anime Caps here, see you in the next one.